What do you remember about your professional debut?
It was Wolves at home. I think we won 1-0. It was a big game, and both of us were like in playoff contention at the time. And Tony Daly was playing for them.
He was quick. He was very quick.
That was, he had grown up. He was at Villa for a while, and he was like England team, and he was a bit of a star. And so I can remember coming on and like kind of looking at him and thinking, oh my God, he's quick. And then we had a bit of a race and stuff. Apart from that, I can't remember an awful lot, apart from being really, really nervous before I went on. And I think I've told you lads before, the introduction onto the field was Colin Morris's son, Lee Morris, is coming on. And I think that was about the biggest cheer I had in my career.
Oh, that's harsh.
That's harsh. No pressure then as well, legend son.
Yeah, I peaked at that moment.
Well, let's actually talk about a genuine go on, because I'm sure you can pick another. What was your highlight of your time at Bramall Lane?
We had some, it was like a transition time. It was up and down at them times. So there was a few good ones. Scoring my first goal, first like professional goal, I think it was the fourth of a 4-1 win in like the Littlewoods Cup or something, I think it was, against Cardiff at home. It will have been in like the 88th minute, so most of the stadium will have cleared out at that point. And it was like 6 foot goalmouth scramble. I hooked it in with my right foot and I ran off. It was like Tardelli in the 82 World Cup. I ran off, like it was the most important goal in the world. But for me, that's a big memory of, just your first professional goal is a big one. And then the big games were really for me were the Arsenal games and the Coventry night. I came on as sub on the Coventry night, and that was a big night that everybody during that era, everybody can remember that night. But for me,
it was my first ever giant kill, and I've said this on the channel so many times. My first time seeing Sheffield United beat a team from the division above. So like I said, everybody from our era remembers that night. It was fantastic.
And for those that don't, we're talking about a replay at home against Nottingham, against Coventry, that finished 1-1, went to penalty shootout, and we managed to get past what was then an incredibly in-form Premier League Coventry City.
Yeah, it was that was. I was lucky at the time. In the league, we'd have 3 subs, and in the FA Cup, we'd have 5 subs. So I was only getting on the benches for the FA Cup games when we needed extra players. In the league, I wasn't getting on the bench. So we needed a goal, and I came on with about 15 minutes to go. We wound up scoring. And for me, I was just so happy because it got extra time and I'd get an extra half an hour on the pitch. So it was that was a hell of a night for me personally, that I got involved in such a big night and winning on penalties. It was just a great night, really.
Did you stick your hand up for a penalty?
I don't think I was even consulted at the time as the
bizarre, isn't it?
The youngest.
That Roger Nielsen, who'd never scored, he'd only scored own goals. Suddenly he's ahead. Not Lee.
It was. I might have taken one because I took him in the youth team and I was pretty confident at the time. So I would probably have took one, but I think I've told you lads this before as well. When Quinny scored, me and him at the time had the same haircut, and I was just like a little bit shorter and a little bit skinnier than Quinny. So at one point, I was getting carried off the field by some United fans who thought that I was Quinny and I just scored the winner. So,
brilliant. Weren't you a little bit blonder?
A little bit blonder, but I had the same curtains at the time, and the quiff used to flip it back.
So, is that technically the answer? The highlight was being mistaken for Wayne Quinn.
In a nutshell, yeah.